Hello, everyone, and welcome to this reading. I hope you're all doing so well. So, today I'm going to be bringing through a message. I already have the message, it's come through really strongly. It's about your success, okay? It's about a breakthrough that is here for you right now and a level of success that you are about to rise to that you have never risen to before, okay? This is about breaking barriers, breaking down barriers in your life, breaking down boundaries, or like a sense of having a glass ceiling above you that you just can't seem to get past. Spirit's saying that at this time, there's actually a huge amount of change happening in your energy field and a lot of potential, okay? But Spirit's saying with this card, okay, there's something that still has to be released in order for this shift to happen. But when it happens, I'm seeing that it might happen kind of like lightning. Okay. Like there's sort of this block that spirit wants you to become aware of. Okay. That's what spirit wants me to talk about. There's a block around leaving others behind because this level of success or this level of manifestation or goal reaching is going to put you almost like in a new threshold, in a new environment. Some of you are moving forwards in a way that you might not be able to predict or you might feel is a little bit out of your control, but it's all success. All that is coming in for you is success, though. Whatever it is, it's all success. This is like a golden energy that I feel here for you. But there is a message, okay? So I'm actually going to read the card from this book, all right? The Native Geranium from the Aboriginal Healing Oracle by Mel Brown. And the reason is because I just feel like the message is so spot on. Okay. When we heal more quickly than others, it can leave us with a sense of guilt for being able to move on while others remain stuck in their trauma. There was no shame in looking forward to the future, provided you had respect for those who needed more time to heal and you didn't flaunt your "I found the light" attitude when others were still in the midst of their healing process. Okay, so this kind of energy is occurring subconsciously, where it's like I feel there is a subconscious layer of guilt. And keep in mind that this might surprise you to hear this, okay? You might be surprised and be like, really? I didn't know that I was, holding myself back subconsciously because I didn't want to outgrow people, places, things in my life or relationships or leave others behind or having a subconscious sense of guilt. I'm not surprised, okay? Because this kind of level of sort of human programming is so innate and it's so deeply rooted in us that it's not usually conscious. It informs our behavior and it does have like quite a lot of impact on our behavior. But that doesn't mean that it's conscious to us. It doesn't mean we're consciously thinking, hey, I'm just going to, be less successful and make less money and, have a less enjoyable life just so that I don't make anyone around me feel a little bit uncomfortable. We don't consciously think that, or at least very rarely. In some cases, maybe we are consciously holding ourselves back, but a lot of the time, it's very subtle and it's very nuanced. So don't be surprised if this is like surprising or new to you. But this is what I'm feeling is that the energy is like already ripe for the picking for you. Okay, it's already ripe. But I'm feeling a sense where you're like, oh, but I don't want to pick this fruit because then these people around me don't have anything. And I'm going to be the only one holding this fruit, holding this harvest, holding this success or this abundance. It's going to set you apart. You're going to be different. And your life is going to be different. There's also kind of like a fear of change, fear of success here that I'm picking up on. Spirit's saying it's time to release. Like basically all you need to do is to become aware that this is occurring, which we're doing through this reading together. So becoming aware of this, that this is happening is enough to shift things internally so that you can receive this huge breakthrough, upgrade, turning point. But keep in mind, it's really important to kind of understand the programming as humans that we have around belonging, okay? We are wired to belong as an innate survival, like, skill we have born. You know how, like, newborn babies can swim, right? Like, how amazing is that? this is sort of this innate thing that we have, that we are born with, around belonging and needing to find a sense of safety in our relationships with others, in our social roles, how we participate in the world. And when those things change or we outgrow certain things or conditions, then that can make us feel quite unsafe at a subconscious level because we're reorganizing relationship structures. For some of you, I'm seeing like it's almost like your social role is changing. The role that you play in your career, in your job, may very well be changing. You could be moving to a new role in your job, in your position, in your career, or in the way that you show up for yourself, in the way that you run your own business, whatever that might look like for you. I'm seeing your role, like your social role changing maybe in your family of origin, where it's like I see you not being able to continue old patterns that were limiting and that were holding you back from an old role. And this making you feel quite subconsciously a little bit afraid because the relationship dynamics may be really heavily being rearranged in your life at this time because you're taking back your power. And I'm seeing this ripple out effect where your relationships are changing. The way that you show up is going to change, which means that everything in your life will change. I'm seeing some like fear, basically. Spirit wants to keep talking this through because it's helping to release the fear and like any blocks that you might have about this. Because this is a positive thing. Make no mistake, okay? Back of the deck here, we have the sun. Oh my gosh, you're kidding. And then back of the deck, once again, we have the magician. And then back of the deck, once again, this deck's just sitting here. We have the 9 of Cups, which is coming true. And then we'll just complete it here with the 3 of Pentacles. You've been working for this. That's the other thing with the 3 of Pentacles. Like, you have actually worked for this. This isn't just happening like out of nowhere. Like, you have manifested this level of success. You have wanted this level of success for quite some time. And then Spirit saying like, it's there. It's here. Like, it's knocking at your door. It's ready for you. It's waiting for you. But there's this fear of like, oh, but then I'll have all of this that sets me apart. Like the fear could be about being visible, having visibility, stepping into your power. It could be past life, like really deeply past life energies, okay? Yeah, I'm definitely seeing like about shining, maybe not feeling safe to shine, safe to step fully into your power. Trust and believe though, with the Hermit here on the back of the deck, like this doesn't have to be a big problem, okay? This can be something that can be solved quite quickly. All right. This doesn't have to be something that you're like, oh my God, I'm going to live with this block forever and I have all this resistance with the 5 of Wands. Hey, we're in duality. You know, there's going to be some resistance when things show up in our life. It's not surprising. Okay. I think Spirit's asking you to like not emotionally react to having this inside of you, I guess. There's something here about like, you don't need to emotionally react. You can just observe it and be like, okay, yeah, this is an old program that's running. And I'm also able to just observe this without emotionally getting all involved and then just perpetuating it even more. I can just observe it, watch it, recognize it for what it is, and recognize that it's also something that is fading out. Like it's fading out of your life, this old pattern. I want to read you some more about the native geranium because this is the core of your message that Spirit really wants to get through to you. So it says, native geranium, release, calms, pacifies. Card number 8. Native geranium medicine accelerates the healing process. Yes, and see, this is what I'm saying is like your healing process is actually faster than you realize. Your healing process is actually already accelerating beyond what I think you can even comprehend at this time. But there's some resistance in the energy field around this. Let me read it. Within any healing process, there are many factors that determine how quickly we heal. Our healing process will be determined by our will and ability to embrace our new life in a way that is different from the time when the hurt occurred. Progress can be scary and takes courage, as this often means experiencing pain. You are the driver on your road to recovery. Therefore, you have control over the route that you take and the time it takes and whether you will be distracted by diversions throughout your journey. Any road trip is a good road trip, provided you get to the final destination intact. And then it was talking about, remember, when we heal more quickly than others, it can leave us with a sense of guilt for being able to move on while others remain stuck in their trauma. Okay, so this is what I'm saying is that there is something here that is actually progressing your healing. Like your healing progress is actually occurring faster than you realize, but you have to be willing to let go and release something with native geranium. There has to be something that is released as part of this process. And the pain, that it talks about it here. The progress can be scary and takes courage, as this often means experiencing pain. Exactly. So there's something here, Spirit saying, just to shift the energy field with the hermit, right? The answer is the hermit, just to shift in your inner world slightly, where you're like, you know what? I'm aware of this. I'm sending love to this part of me that might be feeling overwhelmed or that might be scared of being different, shining with the sun, the magician and the sun combination. This is you shining. This is a level of success that you've never gotten to before. The Nine of Cups, this is your dreams coming true. This is something that's very, very important to you, to who you are as a soul. And ultimately, it doesn't matter that there is a small amount of resistance, the Five of Wands there at the beginning of your spread. It doesn't even matter that there's some resistance, because this is just overwhelmingly positive energy, and it just is occurring. Like there's something about this energy that feels so powerful, and it just feels like it's happening. So yes, there's some resistance. Spirit saying the answer is to just look inwards, to observe it. And observing, observation does so much for us. It does so much for us when we just look at something for what it is. We can see that this is a pattern. We become conscious that we've got this, energy that we need to release, native geranium. The medicine of letting go and allowing yourself to become, more powerful, more strong, more in alignment with your destiny path. This is a huge level up in your destiny. And it's no wonder that there is some trepidation, because it's almost as if there's parts of you that will almost like die in the process of this rebirth. This does feel like very, a very big deal. And I feel like there are things in your life that you just will no longer resonate with. You just will not be able to do that anymore. You are moving up into a different experience of the world. And I feel like with the level of manifestational energy that I'm feeling from this spread, this feels like a very significant manifestation with the Magician and the Sun and the Nine of Cups. I mean, wow. And again, something you've been working on for a long time. For many of you, this will be career and finances and how that relates to your lifestyle and your sense of fulfillment, meaning, value, and purpose from your life. I'm seeing both of those things. You're going to be feeling like your life is a lot more like of value, or has so much more meaning to you, has so much more purpose to you, because there's some kind of a shift that's occurring at this time where you're moving more into alignment. But like I said, the resistance there with the Five of Wands is that there is some energy coded into you where you're thinking, oh, is it really safe for me to shine, to be different, to be successful? Is it safe for me to come out of my shell, to come out of hiding, to show myself to the world, to be more successful, to go against, maybe what is traditional or what is normal in your family or in your culture and your lineage in some way? You're breaking free, you're breaking tradition, you're breaking patterns that have been keeping your lineage like stuck and held back for such a long time. This is like such intense release energy. And yeah, there will be a sense of having to release things. That's really what Spirit's saying, is that we have to be willing to let go and release. And it also said in this card, remember, like you can control the speed of your journey. If you need to slow it down, you can slow it down. There's nothing wrong with that if you're getting to the final destination. That's what this card is saying. Just know that I feel now in the energy field a quickening and accelerating though. I feel like you maybe have just been actually already putting the brakes on in your healing in some way. I feel like the past 3 months, I want to say the past 3 months, there may have been an energy where you may have been slowing down your healing or blocking it in some way, putting the brakes on in some way. And Spirit's saying the reason for this is because of the core of this reading, like I was saying, around feeling guilty about what you can have compared to others. Feeling like that's going to set you apart, feeling like, oh, but if I'm all healed and I'm all good, then how am I going to connect with people when they're still, in this trauma and they're still in this wavelength? There's deep survival fears being triggered here. And it comes back to ancestral imprinting as well, where you're rewriting that story. You're writing your own destiny, which means you are rewriting the destiny of your ancestors as well. So this big energy, but it's all so positive. Spirit saying, don't underestimate the power Oh, the power of observation and the power of awareness. Spirit saying, like, sometimes there can be a tendency to overthink things. I feel like that especially present in the energy field right now. There can be a tendency to overthink, to overcomplicate, and to then therefore make things feel like it's going to be exhausting. Like, oh, how am I going to have this shift? How am I going to clear this block? How am I going to do all these things? Spirit saying, let it be effortless. Okay, let it be effortless. Just take action with the intention of, moving into alignment and let it be effortless, because that's the other thing I'm seeing is that there's so much more available in terms of flow state here as well. Like, you can step into flow state, you can step into your power. That's really what flow state is. It's like when we are in our power and we are, moving through life, we are in alignment, things are happening quickly. There's lots of synchronicities. We're feeling really good. We're feeling really stable and comfortable and confident in ourselves and in life. Money's flowing easily. That stream of consciousness is so you and it's so available to you. But I'm just seeing sometimes you cut yourself off from that abundance subconsciously because you're like, oh, I don't want to like be too different. I don't want to, have so much more money than everyone that I know. Or there's something like that where it's like you're cutting yourself off from it. And Spirit's like, do you want to do that? Because you can if you want. Like, you have free will. Everyone does. And just like this card said, like, your healing is your business. Like, you can take as long as you want. But if you want, there's a fast track that's already here waiting for you. And if that's what you desire, then go ahead and step into it. You know? So Spirit's saying, be aware that this has been holding you back, and then decide, do you want it to anymore? Because it's also valid if you want to slow down for a while. But like I said, I feel like more clearly coming through the reading is a sense that you have been putting the brakes on your healing subconsciously for the past 3 months. And this is a very key block to becoming aware of that so that the acceleration begins again and you start getting all these results again. Okay, everyone, that is the end of your reading for today. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And if you would like to check out more of my work, do you want to check out my beauty star, affirmation, light language, sleep tape? I'll link it down below. You can read more about it. I don't know, it just feels like a magical energy. It feels right for kind of letting go of the fear of success and stepping into your full magnificent power. So yeah, I'll link my store down below as well if you would like to check it out and see if any of my energy healings might support you on your path at this time. Happy new moon in Virgo eclipse, everyone. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.